Hello and welcome back to the channel once again. Hope you all are doing great and keeping healthy. So today I'm going to talk about EFIS, that is Electronic Flight Instrument System. So this is how it looks like, the panel, and you can see the name of each and every button and the selection therein. This is a common panel that can be found in any glass cockpit airplane nowadays. And this is a typical example taken out from Boeing 777. As you can see, the color of the panel is also beige, which is in the 777 commonly used. So the top section of this panel is used for controlling the PFD, that is the pilot flying display, on the outermost side for both the pilots. And the bottom side of this panel is used to control some features on the ND, that is the navigation display, that is the inboard display for both the pilots. As you can see at the bottom of it, there are black buttons. Starting from the left hand side, leftmost corner is the weather radar, and the rightmost side, the cornermost, is the terrain, TERR. So considering the left hand side pilot, that is the captain of the flight, is the pilot flying. So the pilot flying uses the weather radar on his side. So pressing that weather button is going to display weather on the navigation display. And the right hand side is the co-pilot side. So right hand side is the terrain button, which is used by the co-pilot if the co-pilot is acting as a pilot monitoring or the pilot not flying. So he or she will be using the terrain button. Though it's not a memory item, pilot is just supposed to see the switch and use the data accordingly, whatever information is being required to be seen. So basically, I've just made an acronym out of it. So weather and terrain is like just like I explained on the left hand side and the right hand side, and in between comes SWAD position. Weather, SWAD position. So it's not swag but SWAD. Yeah. So weather, SWAD. SWAD means S means station, W means waypoint, A means airport, and D means data. So when you uh, push the station button, it is going to show stations like the VORs and all the navigates around the airplane on the ND. Waypoint is going to display waypoints on the ND on the route that you're flying to and nearby. Airport is going to display airports around the airplane, and data is going to display the timing on each waypoint that the airplane is approaching to, and the subsequent waypoints. Position is going to display the QD R, basically the radial. It always displays the radial, that is the bearing from the station, that is the QDR. So anytime ATC asks you what radial you are on, just press the position button and you will know the radial you are on looking into the ND. And terrain will display the terrain on the ND. It is there in the database WGS 84 1984 World Geodetic System. So I'm going to show you and display this in a while later in this video, how these switches to be used. And at the top, like I said, it is used for the PFD, the baro, and the radio. On the top left side, you can see the radio is primarily used for auto land, where we use the reference of radio altimeter. So that's how the radio is. Baro is the barometric altimeter, and since it is on the left hand side, and there's one on the right hand side also, which you see baro, inches and hectopascal. So similarly, there are two references on the PFD also. The left hand side will set your minimums, and the right hand side will set your baro. So not to confuse. So it is very simply it is being made like that. There are two buttons. The reset one, if you push the reset, it was going to reset the minimums for say if you're doing a visual and all with no minimums, say you're doing circuit landing, just press reset and that shall remove the minimums whatever is selected. So this standard button that you see on the top right side, STD, means standard, that we press when we are climbing, passing through the transition altitude after takeoff to come on to the QNE, that's the standard pressure setting of 1013 hectopascal, and we start reporting our altitude as flight level. Similarly, during descent, when descending passing through transitional level, again we reset this. We press that STD button again, standard button again, to come down to a local QNH of the airport they're intended to land. And at the come down a bit, you see the TFC on the right knob. The TFC means traffic. You hit the traffic button, you push that, and on the ND you shall see the traffic, other traffic that is flying around the aircraft. So if the TFC is not on, you will not be able to see the traffic information. Also, the predicted altitude range arc will also be not there on the ND if that is the option your airline has taken. And the center on the left side, CTR, is the center rose mode of the VOR or approach mode that one can select to. That's it. So here's a short clip of the CBT's computer-based training. Enjoy.
The Electronic Flight Instrument System, or EFIS, control panels are located here on the glare shield. The EFIS control panels control the PFD and ND displays. Detailed discussions of their operation come later in the PFD and ND lessons. For now, let's look at how the display system determines which panel has control over the three possible ND locations. Normally, when an ND is displayed on each inboard display unit, the associated panel controls that display. If only one inboard display unit and the lower center display unit contain NDs, the pilot without an ND on his inboard display unit controls the lower center display unit. If neither inboard display unit contains an ND, but the lower center does, then the left EFIS control panel controls the display. If both inboard display units and the lower center display unit all contain NDs, then the left EFIS control panel also controls the lower center display unit. The left inboard and lower center displays will be identical. Finally, in the event of an EFIS control panel or display select panel failure, backup control is available through the control display units. These backup operations are covered along with other CDU operations in a later lesson.
So this is the EFIS on actual aircraft. So pressing weather shows WX plus turbulence and A or M depending on automatic or manual mode on the display. Whatever selection you do, it shows on the left hand side, bottom left hand side of the ND. So this is a station, like VOR it is showing OAK, all that. Then comes the waypoints. So WPT will show on the ND once I select that. You see that becomes blue, and these are the waypoints, blue triangles around the airfield and the aircraft. These are the airports, KOAK, and there's a A in the circle of the KOAK means in the FMC also that airport, alternate airport is there. That's what the meaning of A is. And it's the position button. It's showing the magnetic bearing from the station 238 right now it is showing. That is a QDR from the station 238. And data shows the ETA at each waypoint. And that's the terrain TERR, like it you can see there on the ND. And this is a 237 magnetic bearing from the station. So that was it. And now this is the selection button. This is the approach button, which we don't commonly use, but we can use it on approach mode while doing ILS and all. This is the VOR mode, this is the map mode, and this is the plan mode. It's basically for planning purpose. Whenever we select plan on the EFS, the R6 of the affected side CDU shows a step, and we can step on the each waypoint and we can see the progress of the flight. Let me show you by increasing the range, increase the range, yeah. So that's how we do a step down. The weather will not be shown as you are seeing the progress of the flight. The actual weather can't be seen on the plan mode. This is the meters button. You can see as I'm pressing the meter is also showing on the altitude display. The purple is the desired one, the the magenta color, and the white is the actual altitude. And this is the FPV. You can see at the center of the brown and the blue. Let me zoom it in. The circle, yeah, that's the FPV. So anytime the flight data is not available, we can use the flight path vector to maintain a level flight. That is the circle, keeping the circle half in brown, half in blue, and also in the circuits and landing. VOR will always be shown in green. Like now I switch to ADF, it shows the blue color ADF at the bottom, you can see. I hope you like this video. Do like, subscribe, and share, and don't forget to comment. Thank you.